Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Cleve.
And that's Stephanie. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship Supreme. We're the podcast that dares to ask what happens if you take two of the most violent superheroes that exist and mesh them together with one of the most boring superheroes that exists.
I'm interested to see which ones you think are which.
I don't think he's boring, but I do feel like Silver Surfer is real monotone and just in general.
To me, he reminds me of a monk.
Yeah, okay. I'm on
like
board.
that mentality.
Yeah.
All life is precious. Don't touch things.
The two most violent people are the one with the skull on his chest, and then
the one with the skull on his face.
That has a penance stare that basically forces you to relive all of your sins.
I was wondering how we were going to describe this, but I think I can just read the back of it.
I nailed it.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You knew him as the Punisher, and then you can see the thing while I'm reading it. Then Frank Castle made a deal with the devil that made him the Ghost Rider. A deal with Galactus made him cosmic. And a deal with Thanos made him dead? Question mark, exclamation point. Not to worry. Castle doesn't die easy. He's back. And he's got a plan to make the universe a better place. It all starts with an idea so simple, he can't believe no one ever done it before. But with all things worth doing, it's not going to be easy. Castle takes on space sharks. I forgot about the space sharks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Face down the future Guardians of the Galaxy and runs into Galactus during a bar fight. And don't forget, baby Thanos. It's Frank, the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and the craziest caper you've ever seen.
Accurate statements.
So,
all of them.
You know the whole, what if you could go back in time, would you kill baby Hitler?
Deadpool tried to, and then Disney censored it.
Yes. That's what this is. Ghost Rider. So, Punisher dies, becomes the Ghost Rider, who then meets Galactus and gets the powers of Silver Surfer, and then becomes the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then starts working for Thanos, and then gets away from Thanos, and craziness ensues. And it all happens within the first 2 pages.
Yeah.
That's the first 2 pages.
Soldier, family dead, war on terror, death, hell, spirit of penance, madness, devourer, cosmic powers, Thanos, death. And then the story starts.
Yeah. So Frank Castle's
and that's the bar fight. So
Frank Castle's idea is to go back and get baby Thanos and kill him at first, right?
Yes,
he was just going to kill him.
Just to kill him.
And then he decides he can't kill the baby. What if he were to spare him from the horrible life that Thanos had growing up, and maybe he would just then be a agent of good instead of chaos?
So it's basically like, okay, there's this rabid pit bull, but if I can go back in time and take this pit bull and care for it, then maybe it won't turn into the rabid pit bull that it's supposedly destined to be.
Comedy ensues.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny comic.
There's a lot of times where people come up to him and like, no, we need to kill baby Thanos. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. And they're like, well, we're going to kill you then too. And he's like, okay, baby, don't look. And he covers the baby's eyes as he murders and massacres people.
There's a point where he goes to kill baby Thanos, and baby Thanos wakes up and attacks him. Because it's still baby Thanos, and he's a little madman. Or
a mad lad.
There you go. Thank you for picking up on the cue, not like the whole crouton fiasco.
Crouton.
Oh, so that's right. He tries to do the penance stare on him.
Ah, right.
But because he's
a baby.
Ghost Rider has a move called the penance stare, and basically he looks at you, and all of your sins eat you alive. I don't remember how it works.
Yeah, they eat at your soul.
Yeah, but because he's baby Thanos, he has no sins, and so he can't do it. And he's like, if he has no sins, I can't kill him, because he's not sinned. So they kidnaps him and takes him for his own. And he thinks he's going to raise them to be good peoples, and he just keeps getting into situations where he has to kill people. And yeah, comedy ensues. See?
That is a broken bottle.
Yes. That baby Thanos would like to stab somebody in the face with.
But he tries so hard to keep baby Thanos from being violent.
Yeah, he does. He does everything he can not to take him down the path that he's eventually going to be. Here's the space sharks.
Ooh.
Exactly as they sound.
When the new Guardians of the Galaxy show up, he proceeds to slaughter them.
He does.
But again, he really tries not to. He keeps going like, I don't want to do this, guys. Please don't come near me.
I'm trying to teach this baby something different. But he does. He'll cover the baby's eye. He's like, don't look. And then, of course, baby Thanos takes little peeks.
Well, even Uatu, which is the Watcher, right? That's his name, Uatu?
Sure.
I believe it's Uatu. Even he is like, no. Like, he's going to be bad. No matter what you do, he will be Thanos. No matter what you do. Yeah. And he's like, no, I think I can do it. And then, like, these different iterations of the Guardians show up. Mm-hmm. And at one point, I think that... I was going to say, because they look weird, right? Like, they're different. Yep, that's what I was remembering. A Juggernaut that's actually Howard the Duck.
Nice.
So, there's lots of weird iterations of the Guardians, because I think this is not the only one. Don't they, like, just start showing up in waves?
Yeah.
Because they keep traveling back from time to also do the same thing that he was trying to do, but, like, for realsies. And so, is this light on still?
Yes.
And so they all keep coming back, and he just keeps murdering them.
But he's murdering them because they're trying to kill a baby who's innocent.
Right.
And so he's protecting the baby. So think the whole baby would
Two
you
men
kill
and a
baby
baby?
Hitler thing, plus the Mandalorian.
That's a... Put that on the back of the book.
Right. Well, the book came out first. So, but yes. More people know about the Mandalorian, so it's easy to make that connection. But yeah, he takes on the world to try to save the baby. Cloak and Dagger, a version of Spider-Man, Gambit, Galactus.
Why doesn't he just let them all kill the baby?
Because the baby's innocent.
Yeah, because he gets he gets this whole like
He starts growing an attachment to him. It becomes that whole "this is my responsibility" almost type of thing.
he really thinks he can save this baby.
But he's killing so many people in the process.
And remember,
Yeah.
Frank Castle's family died also.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that makes sense.
In fairness, all those people that he's killing are kind of dicks. They're trying to kill a baby.
there's a part here where baby Thanos is just ripping someone's arm off. And he's tied up in a chain. And Frank Castle pulls it back and he says, "Damn it, Thanos, what did I tell you?" And he's holding him like this in a chain. He goes, "No murder." Like you would show a little baby.
No, it's a super good comic. Like, there's a lot of this that's really good. But in the end, are we going to spoil it? I guess.
Let's talk about the whole thing.
We're reviewing the whole thing. In the end, Thanos becomes the Punisher, but like in a horrible way. It just makes him so much better at murdering.
Scared Civil Surfer.
He becomes really good at murdering and then takes over like the entire planet.
So
Or like a region?
He takes this region and basically cuts it off from everyone. Mm-hmm. Everyone that he thinks aren't worthy of it. Because the Punisher, that's how the Punisher works. You are a good person or you're a bad person. There's no in between for him. If he thinks you're a bad person, he murders you. That's what this Thanos Punisher ends up being is, you know, all these good people I let live in this land and they're peaceful and they're happy. And everyone down there, which is the majority of the population, can kill each other. He doesn't care. He lets them do whatever he wants to. And there's actually a version of Frank Castle with his family that he ends up seeing, that he is like, see, and he calls him dad. He's like, I made this world for you where you can be happy now and your family's happy. And look, it really is you. It really is your family. Everyone's okay. But the rest of the world is suffering. And he's like, I can't let that be. And so he ends up
Finding adult Thanos.
right. Okay. I'm going past the parts I've spoken on. Did I kill him? That's what I'm looking for. Yes. So, it gets to the point where Cosmic Ghost Rider gives adult Thanos the penance stare, and because now he's full of so much sin and murder that it basically evaporates his face. And he's left with a skull that he crushes. Because this is a powerful, unkillable being, the Ghost Rider. Silver Surfer is also a ultra powerful cosmic being, and then you have the heart of Frank Castle in it, and it's basically one of the stronger characters I think I've ever seen in comic lore. Okay. So at the end, Cosmic Ghost Rider's like, this isn't working out, I need to take you back. So he goes back in time, takes him back, puts him in the crib, and in the Marvel world, Death is a person. It's a woman. In fact, it's someone that Thanos grows up to try to impress, and that's why he kills so many people, because he wants the love of this character named Death. So when Frank Castle drops Thanos off, Death is there, and she's like, thank you. And he goes, I don't understand what you're talking about. And she goes, well, someone had to teach him how to kill. And he goes, oh shit. And he said, there's an exchange between them, and Frank goes, can I ask you something? And she goes, of course. She goes, why him? She said, why won't you just leave him alone? Can't there be a second chance? And she said, not with me. Once I have chosen a being as my living instrument of the mortal plane, I'm afraid their path is in stone. And I have chosen many children. Castle is Francis Castle. I said that backwards. Which I guess that's her saying that she's chosen him also as an instrument of death, which he very much is. And then he rides off into the sunset and ends up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I never followed up with that story. But, a lot on. That is the whole story. I think it's worth reading, and it's not a long read.
It's worth
at
owning.
all.
I would tell you that going back and even rereading it was enjoyable.
Is that how we'll rate these? Is
Owning it physically, digitally, or not?
Hunting it down? Yeah. I guess it's tricky with the digital part of it, on rating it that way. No, was there a part in it that was more of a...
No, I really enjoyed the adorable protecting of him and how he just kept trying to be a murderer.
He really wanted to murder people.
He really, really wanted to murder people.
At every opportunity, he was like, let me murder this person.
Cosmic Ghost Rider is insanely overpowered as far as the Marvel Universe goes. I know that he went off into the Marvel Universe, and I'm kind of curious what his story was after that. You said he ended up with the Guardians, potentially. That's an interesting place to be. But I imagine that... The thing is that... So, Castle is driven by his family being dead, and he's all about what's right over wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The Silver Surfer is just... I don't know his motive. I know he's the Herald of Galactus. I don't know that he has a motive.
So, the character himself... His whole motive, the whole reason he became the Silver Surfer is because he wanted to protect his planet. And he said, I'll go with you, leave this planet alone. But his job is to scout planets
Right.
for Galactus to consume because Galactus eats planets.
And then Ghost Rider is all about hunting down people with sin. So there's a lot of like righteousness in this particular character, but in the comic book, he's very much just old and done. Like he doesn't want to be doing most of this.
Yeah. He wishes he could die, basically. But he's now part of two different characters that are basically immortal.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of power.
Tons of power.
I like his motorcycle. I like the way it looks.
Motorcycle's cool.
It's different.
It's got like that, what are those things called? With the electricity in them and you touch it and it goes
Tesla
to your
coil?
finger.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's like the front
Ball
wheel.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tesla coils. Or something like that.
He's all about them chains. Also,
He does like
Funko
them
made a
chains.
pop of them and I love it.
They did. They made a pop. If you guys are not watching this on YouTube, you should be because you could see some of the cool pops we have.
YouTube.com and search Friendship Supreme.
But yes, we have the Ghost Rider, the Cosmic Ghost Rider Funko Pop that was an LA convention exclusive. He does have a nice little machine gun in his right hand. Almost looks like the Element gun, but nice little machine gun in his right hand. And then a baby Thanos strapped to him with a chain. The only thing that could have made it better is the baby Thanos' head bobbled. The one downside to it is that they made it really cool by the way they made it look like it was on fire, because it's kind of an iridescent material. But it's heavy as shit.
It is.
This thing, we had a hard time getting it to stand normally outside of the box, which is a
Yes.
whole different issue I have. But
Let me ask you this. If Funko were to pick a second character out of here to create,
obviously the Juggernaut Howard the Duck.
that's what I was thinking.
Or space sharks.
Just give me a
I would
fleet
just
of
get a
space
Jaws
sharks.
one and put a little...
I really do wish that they would make some kind of galactic. Like, here's the thing: we have opportunities to make 10-inch pops. Not to go on a pop tangent, but we have an opportunity to make 10-inch pops that make sense, and we keep making ones that just don't make any goddamn sense. We could make a Galactus 10-inch pop, and then you'd have a little tiny 3-inch Silver Surfer pop, and it would just look right.
It would just be the best, yeah. What do you think? I mean, I obviously would love Howard the Duck Juggernaut, but I mean, I'm pretty convinced if they were to actually do it, it would be a Thanos Punisher, right?
Yeah, that'd be and that wouldn't be a bad one, but it is just Thanos with a gun in his hand and a Punisher shirt.
But it completes my set. There's also a little comic at the end. I don't know if you actually ended up reading that.
I did.
Thoughts?
I'm trying to remember what it even was.
If I remember correctly, I want to say his whole goal was to make sure that Ghost Rider Punisher didn't end up to be who he was. Because it looks like he throws Mephisto in jail. And it says, let's see. The devil's like, what are you doing? And Thanos goes, leave Frank Castle alone. And he said, who? He said, you heard me. Leave him be. And if you should need reminding, Thanos will be happy to. But yeah, it's basically like, I don't know if he's getting ready for the fight or if he's trying to prevent him from becoming. Because I know they become big rivals at some point. And then it looks like Frank Castle kills him anyway, and then pees on him with fire.
Sounds reasonable.
I mean, I imagine that Ghost Rider would pee fire. Don't you think he'd pee fire?
I think it sounds like he's got chlamydia.
But it looks like it ends in a to be continued, so it looks like it goes into his story that probably involves the Guardians as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good read. I think the art's really well done.
It's an interesting art style.
Let us know what your guys' thoughts were about this comic if you read it. If not, go pick it up and read it. Let us know what you thought. Stephanie has no opinion.
Yeah, that's cool.
A wild story, isn't it? There's a lot going on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's why as soon as I found out it existed, I went and bought it. Because it looks like a kind of just a 5-issue one and done. Even though they continue the character.
They always do that. Like, hey, here's a one-off, and then it was like, just kidding.
Well, you know what? It's almost like I have to basically come up with how this character exists. It's like some guy was like, what if you took, or if it was like, hey, take 3 characters and combine them. And then maybe it was an art contest. Okay, draw it. And they did it. And he's like, oh man, we need to make that a thing. It's like, but how? We'll make up this story. And then we'll just throw them in the comic with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Done with it. Wash our hands. But yeah, no, check it out. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Below.
Give us a review. I ask that it be 5 stars.
On Yelp.
And just a comment in it. Let it say nice or Marvel or anything really. You can just say anything.
You
Just
knew him as the Punisher.
do what?
You knew him as the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. All the comments need to say you knew him as the Punisher. That is how now you got to the end.
Yeah.
Send us opinions on this, or if you think there's a story arc that's like a one-off that you think we should read, send it to friendship.supreme@gmail.com. We also have a social media. It is Facebook, it is Instagram, it is Twitter. They are all Friendship Supreme, except for Twitter. Twitter has no eyes in the word friendship, because all eyes are on this amazing comic. And our YouTube channel. YouTube.com, and then just search Friendship Supreme. Check out our Patreon. Give us $1. Patreon.com/Friendship Supreme, or $5, or however much you think you can spare right now. Don't break the bank, but if you're like, oh, I have an extra $200,
Throw it our way.
yeah, 10 to 15.
Who doesn't have an extra $200 to give?
Us. Who are broke artists.
That's why we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Friendship Supreme.
You guys can start getting exclusive content for just as little as $5.
Yep, exclusive episodes. Figure out why I'm such a chicken shit.
He does hate haunted houses. Anyway, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve.
Stephanie's been behind the camera.
And remember, guys, no murder. No.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Cleve.
And that's Stephanie. Welcome back to another exciting episode of
Son of a bitch.